Hi, I'm Sydney with Mothering Mother. Today we're going to look at cooking some millet. So millet is another grain. We're starting this the same way that we cook the quinoa. So we've washed it under running water and now we're dry roasting it. The dry roasting, again, it helps to alkalinize the grain. It helps to seal in the flavor as well. So you can start to see now that it's not sticking together. So that's my signal that it's time to add the water. With the millet, you add 3 times the amount of water. So I have 1.5 cups of water with a 1/2 cup of millet. And I'm going to put in a touch of salt as well while it cooks. Bring it up to a boil and then we'll cover it. Millet is a wonderful grain to serve in place of rice and all the other grains that we use regularly. Wheat, predominantly, we use. So it's just a different nutrition that gets fed into the body, a different taste for you. It's wonderful to have it with dinners, so as a side for your starch. It also is terrific to have it for breakfast. So you can make a millet grain hot cereal. For breakfast, I like to have it more mushy. So I add more water, more than 3 times the amount, and I might add in raisins as well to flavor it. And still, that tiny bit of salt, even if it's a breakfast cereal, it helps to bring out the flavors in the grains. So when it comes to the boil, give it a stir. And put the lid on. Nice, tight-fitting lid, and turn it down to the lowest temperature that your stovetop will go to. Cook for 25 minutes, possibly longer. So we're back in, and the millet, taking the lid off and having a look, there's no water at the bottom when I pull the grain aside, so that indicates it's finished cooking. I'll turn it off. And I'll let it sit for about 5 minutes before serving it. So from the beginning to the end, with washing, dry roasting, and then the cooking, that takes about 5 minutes, maybe 7 minutes to get all of that done and bring it up to the boil, and then cook it for 25 minutes. If you are cooking it for breakfast, you will use more water, and I would recommend cooking it longer and stirring it, maybe every 5 to 7 minutes. The raisins tend to stick to the bottom of the pan, and your grain is going to be mushier and softer that way. When you're cooking it to mimic rice or quinoa, you want it light and fluffy, so bring it to the boil, cover it, and don't touch it again. Don't even peek in to see how it's doing. Just let it do its magic under the lid. And so enjoy millet. It's a wonderful grain. In the West, we really just see it being used as bird seeds. But how well our world would be if we all started eating like birds. Eat well and be well.